Hey there YouTube, this is SJM4306 back with another review video. This one's going to be kind of a quick one because it's just a Fidget flashlight. This was sent in by a company called Warsun. You can see here's their logo. It was pretty cheap. I think this was only like 15 bucks or something. And yeah, so basically it is a half fidget spinner and it is kind of enjoyable. It has a very like spinny bearing inside, and it spins for like quite a while. You might be asking yourself, why would you possibly need a fidget spinner also be a flashlight? But I guess why not? Like, I have found myself just playing with this for no reason. So it works as that. Also, it's got a decently strong magnet on the back, so you could stick this on like a fridge or whatever, and it'll hold itself up just fine. And it has like a CNC kind of aluminum shell. Like, it feels really well made, I will say. Yeah, like this might be kind of unnecessary, but hey, I guess it doesn't really affect its functionality whether or not it spins or not. It's just very fun to play with. Anywho, flashlight portion, it's kind of exactly what you'd expect. It's a Type C for charging. You plug that in, the indicator's on the top here. And right now it's fully charged, so it's just going to be blue, but it would be red if it was charging. Anywho, it does have like, yeah, this silicone little flap that just covers. I wouldn't trust this as being waterproof. It's probably water resistant as long as if you're just splashing it and this covers on, that's probably going to be fine. If you were to submerge this, I wouldn't trust water not to get in this USB port. We have three surface mount LEDs here. I don't know the exact chips that they're using, but it is like ridiculously bright, especially considering the size. This is like only about like a little over 2 inches in length and then an inch in, actually probably like 3/4 of an inch in diameter. So it's like really small, really pocketable. This is actually pretty decent for like throwing a knapsack or a backpack kind of deal. It does have like a lockout feature, so you have to double click this and it'll flash the light to let you know now it's unlocked. So if I click it again, it'll work. My camera really doesn't like this. It looks like it's flickering. That's a frame rate issue with my camera. But to my eyes, I don't see any flicker at all. So this is sort of the starting light mode. The button lights up blue when you turn it on. If I click this again, it'll turn off. If I click it again, it's back on this mode. If I click it another time, it's sort of a medium and then a low. And you can see just how much light it's putting out. And there is a flicker mode, by the way. That's like I guess like an emergency flash there. I'm just going to turn that off because no one needs to be blinded by that. So yeah, if you click it kind of quickly when you first turn it on, it'll cycle through the modes, and then when you click it again, like if you wait a little while, then it just shuts off. So that works. This is the brightest that it'll be, and I can feel like some warmth coming off of it onto my hand. So it is like decently bright. I've actually used this at night in my basement, walking around just to see. And it is like very bright given the size of it. It does get a little warm after a while, like 5 or 10 minutes leaving this on. But never got like super hot. Wasn't ever worried about it. But yeah, you can feel like the amount of light it's putting off, I can feel warmth on my hand. So it is pretty decent amount of light. And I thought this was kind of cool. So a lot of flashlights that are rechargeable, they kind of seal. If you just rotate, oh yeah, you got to take this flap off. But if you just start rotating it by grabbing the silver piece and then the other head part, it comes right off and it exposes the battery, which is like sort of a half size 18650. I guess that would be an 18325 technically. I believe it looks almost exactly half size. And yeah, it's a little oily because I think they use silicone lube for the O-ring seal sort of thing. So, but yeah, it's just the back end is just like a little spring that this sits in. And so this is fully replaceable. That is fantastic. So that's going to be the thing with all these rechargeable flashlights. The battery is eventually going to die in like a year or 2 or whatever, depending on how you take care of it. But the fact that this is replaceable, yeah, that's awesome. I can just buy another cell. I can actually buy multiple cells and keep them for emergency, just top them up every 6 months or so. And yeah, you can see the construction is like pretty well, I guess. It's pushed in from this end, obviously. The USB-C connector, there's just a cutout in the aluminum. And then undoubtedly on the other side, there's probably going to be like a boost converter and then a circuit board just for the LEDs. And yeah, so I kind of would like to try to take this apart, but I know this is never going to go back correctly, so I'm just going to leave it as is. But I definitely do appreciate that this is somewhat repairable, I guess you could call it then, because you can gain access to the battery and you can replace the battery, and it uses a standard battery. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into how hard it is to find like half-size 18650s, but I'm sure they're available online. I'm sure this is not the only mini flashlight that uses them. And yeah, I've used this for like half an hour continuous, and didn't seem like the battery was gonna die anytime soon on like the high mode too. It got a little warm, like I said, but it didn't. It seems like this will run for quite a while on that battery. It is sort of squat, but it is also pretty chunky and like pretty high current. So this had absolutely no problem running for half an hour on the highest mode of brightness. And so yeah, that's about it. This guy, honestly, I could do without the fidgety, but it's not a negative for me. And it is kind of fun to play with, honestly. But functionally, this is like a perfectly good flashlight, and it is like a little tiny stubby one. It fits like very easily in your pocket or in your backpack. So this is definitely going into my everyday carry kit in my backpack, just for emergencies and whatnot. It's like a decent, strong, bright flashlight. I could do without the strobe mode, though. I understand what they're going for, but for me personally, it's not useful. I'm never going to use it, and it's probably going to give someone a seizure one day. So, but other than that, yeah, solid flashlight. So if you guys are in the market for a flashlight, they have other models too that are that have different feature sets and less fidgety and more battery. I've seen like they have full-size flashlights and whatnot. So check out Warsun if you guys are in the market. I will have links down below. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.